Hello, I'm John Kaiser, General Manager of Spancrete Industries, a world-class provider of precast in Wisconsin. I've been in the role of operations or general manager for the past 4 years. I've been with the company now approximately 28 years. My history here goes all the way back to my beginnings when in 1980 I graduated from what was then Alpena Community College's Concrete Technology program. It has now since evolved into the World Center of Concrete Technology. When I went through the program in its humble beginnings, I was looking for an education that would allow me to obtain a job. Well, since I've attained that job, I've also found that it's actually developed and given me a career. I think students that are going through the program now, it really helps develop them for their ability to start a career immediately. It really starts to prepare them for the jobs that are out there in the next millennium and gives them a base foundation for them to come in as an entry level, either as a quality control technician or a midline manager, dispatcher, estimator. When I started or when I graduated from the program, I actually found my first job in Pennsylvania working for a company at the time what was called Kurtz Precast. It has since evolved into High Concrete Structures. They are the largest producer of precast concrete on the whole eastern seaboard. I worked in that position there as just a quality control technician, doing daily spot checks, pre-pours, post-pours, concrete testing. I was there approximately a year, and I wanted to move back to the Midwest. So I started sending out resumes. I was asked to come out to Wisconsin to interview with Spancrete, and I've been here ever since. I started here at our organization as a quality control technician. After about 6 months, I moved up to a quality control manager. I was in that position for about 3 years and then moved into a position of a plant manager of our structural precast division. I was in that position about 15 years and then moved into the position of manager of our architectural division. I was in that position approximately 10 years to being promoted to my current position as operations manager, general manager of our southern division. Spancrete itself is a family-owned organization. We've got 5 plants. We've got 3 in Wisconsin, 1 just over the border in Illinois, and our newest acquisition is Florida Precast, which is in Sebring, Florida. What the World Center for Concrete Technology has done for me was it really gave me a good, solid base foundation that a lot of organizations are looking for, but in the past have had to use more traditional ways of on-the-job training. So now what it does is it allows you or me as a prospective employer to hire someone that has these skills immediately, thus eliminating some of the on-the-job training cycles that could be 1 to 2 to 3 years. As you graduate from the program, companies are going to be looking for you to become an impact player. They're going to be looking for you to come in and make an immediate impact on their organization. They're going to be looking at you as being an asset to their whole organizational flow. That's where it'll be up to you as an individual then to excel and take your career where you want it to go. It gives you a good foundation. It opens that door. Then it's up to you as an individual to take you on your career path. In regards to the student having some exposure to a blueprint reading class, what it allows him to do is come into any precaster within our industry, pick up what we would refer to as a shop drawing, and be able to start interpreting what those lines would mean on a drawing as opposed to a layperson looking at that. Not only is it important as far as being able to interpret what those drawings mean from the precast area, but as you look at the industry as a whole, moving in from an engineering firm where you're looking at architectural structural drawings, being able to determine actual dimension lines off of that, being able to determine actual designs off of that, to the ready-mix field where you have to actually figure out volumes based on what those drawings are showing you based on dimension lines. It's extremely critical that students have a good understanding of what those drawings relate to as far as what the implications could be as far as costs go. From our side of it, within the precast industry, If we set up a drawing wrong or there's a mistake made on our part, that's extremely costly to us. You could be talking thousands of dollars for the remake of that. Not only is it the material in some cases, but it's also the labor involved in setting that up. From the ready-mix aspect of it, interpreting a drawing wrong could mean the matter of ordering additional ready-mix material, additional concrete that isn't needed for it. So having exposure to that is extremely important for the student as they look for their career path within the industries as a whole. Additionally, having this skill set not only gives you, when I talked about career paths, it allows you to look at, in our industry, it would be in starting out as a baseline quality control technician. But from the engineering side of it, if you were going to work for an engineering firm out in the field as a technician, doing on-site inspection work of actual buildings being constructed. From the ready-mix side of it, you'd actually be doing estimating, taking off volumes for the concrete, working for an architectural engineering firm, actually doing estimating and takeoffs off of their drawings. So having this skill set opens up the doors and avenues for a whole other career path that you want, as well as for a company coming in as they're looking for an individual that already has these skills. Again, as I talked in the past, there's a certain amount of training that has to take place for a lot of individuals before they get to a certain level that we expect. You would be able to walk into an organization, again, with these skill sets. So it gives you the added benefit of already having additional training that companies are looking for versus trying to take their employees back. On the flip side of this, if there is a company or an industry that is looking for a way to train their employees, this is a great onset with this online course or the blueprint reading that allow them the avenue to already have an established training program set up to help them train their employees. One of the big advantages of supplying precast is it's normally cast in a very controlled environment. Ambient temperature is controlled, lighting conditions. So what that allows us to do is virtually supply precast in all weather, thus accelerating the completion rate of your project versus conventional construction where you're limited by the amount of wind, the rain, the snow that you have in some of the northern climates. Those all impact the delays or the schedules for these projects, whereas precast can be delivered and set in all kinds of conditions, thus accelerating that project end date. Another aspect that you see with precast concrete that lends itself very well to sustainability or green or LEED engineering, where we're really looking at as a society of recycling our materials. Precast concrete gives you just that. A lot of our precast concrete already meets or exceeds some of the specifications that are out there for the green buildings with sustainability.